Hey guys, Pinobi here, bringing another deck list video. This is actually going to be the new format version of my zombie deck. I used to call it Dandy Dad. You can call it Zombie, Chaos Zombie, whatever you'd like to refer to it as. This is it. I have been playing with it a lot in the new format, and I've really been enjoying it. I think that Heavy Storm was definitely a huge asset for this deck, and without it, people having larger backfields can be a more difficult situation. However, at the same time, I feel like people do overextend themselves still and get hit by Black Rose, Kaiusing the right things, pulling off a nice Dark Armed, and they don't have the Bottomless or whatever. You can seriously do a lot of damage. And this deck has definitely been very successful, so let's just go ahead and go over it. We of course have one Dark Armed Dragon, one Chaos Sorcerer. I do realize he has been bumped back up to 2. I am considering putting him back at 2, but this deck really can't support it too much at the moment, so we'll have to see what unfolds. I think he will probably be left at 1 in this particular build, but we'll see. 3 Kaius the Shadow Monarch. Really amazing card in this deck, even without Brain Control, which is also actually a very big hit to this deck. We have 2 Zombie Master, 1 Mizuki, 2 Pyramid Turtle, 2 Goblin Zombie, which I realize is back at 3. However, I really don't feel the need to run a 3rd one. I mean, the only real benefit is that I could tribute it for a Kaius as opposed to a second. If I took out a second Pyramid Turtle and turned it into a 3rd Goblin Zombie or something, that would be a benefit. However, I do like the ability to stall 1 extra attack by getting out the other turtle first, getting a little more graveyard stacking and stuff. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, but I actually, so far, am liking 2 better. 1 Plague Spreader, 1 Gale the Whirlwind, 1 Lila. I realize that most people, when they are, it's not like, Twilight Zombie or anything, it's only running 3 Light Sworns, 2 Raikos, and a Lila. And I realize most people are running a 3 Raiko and then charge, little mini mill engine. And, I definitely don't blame them. That's really a great way to utilize deck thinning properties, graveyard control. However, I think in this format where people are setting so much back row, 1 Lila is not bad at all. You can easily break something. You can lure out Bottomlesses, which of course can be the big hamper to Dark Armed and things of that nature. So I have very much enjoyed playing with the 1 Lila. So yeah, we have 1 Lila, 2 Raiko, Lightsworn Hunter, 2 Dandelion, which is a huge card in this deck. Utilize it for synchro properties, tributing properties. It's kind of along the same lines as Junk Road Warrior, Junk whatever decks. Crap, I can't remember the name that everyone calls it, but it does Dandy Warrior, whatever. The tokens can be utilized in the same manner, same fashion, tributing, synchroing, walling, I guess, if need be. And I kind of made this deck with the Dandelion before the whole Junk Synchron thing really became too popular. I thought about using the whole Debris Dragon thing, but I so far really enjoyed this particular build, utilizing Dandelion in this specific fashion. But to continue on, we have 1 Spore, 1 Necrogarda, and 1 Cyber Valley. And for those of you that don't know, Cyber Valley does work with Dandelion tokens. It doesn't matter that the token can't actually, it doesn't end up out of play, since once it's removed from the field it kind of doesn't exist, But the ruling is that you can remove him and a token and still draw 2. So that is very useful, plus it's a light for chaos, plus it's a good stalling method, while you build up your hand presence to make those big pushes. So let's go ahead and move on to these spells. This deck is much more spell heavy than the last deck I uploaded if you watch that other video. By the way, if you do enjoy this particular video and this deck, go ahead and check out some of my others. I do have a playlist on my channel, and if you enjoy a multitude of these deck list videos, feel free to subscribe as to be notified for new videos, and I appreciate the support. As I was saying, one Allure of Darkness, because obviously you saw darks, plus in decks that make big pushes, things of that nature, it is nice to have a little extra draw power. One charge of the Light Brigade, get some mill action go on, get an early Raikou, all that good stuff. One Card Destruction. This is a very controversial card in this deck. I have received scrutiny for it in the past. Not too much, usually because I win a lot with this deck, so people kind of tend to leave it alone. But even when I look at it myself, it seems like a risky card since so many people do utilize graveyard control and you may be helping them out. Keep in mind though that this is a card that you could easily side deck out. You're playing mirror match or something, whatever. You could switch it out for a DD Crow, you could switch it out for God knows what, anything you really want. And it really helps. I mean, you have Spore, you have Necrogardna, you have the two Dandelions, very much specifically, you have Mizuki, you have, generic zombie stuff that can always be good in the graveyard, Plague Spreader, etc., etc. And, yeah, Card Destruction has definitely helped me a lot, although I admit that it is a card that I would consider taking out if I found something that I really felt pressured to put in. One Pot of Avarice, just because this deck does get a good deal of milling on. Goblin Zombies and Pyramid Turtles will fill up your graveyard fairly quick. All that good stuff, synchroing and things like that will help fill up your graveyard faster. That one Pot of Avarice can really give you late game or mid game momentum. It can help you set up your graveyard for Dark Arm, it can help you recycle a Dark Arm that's been milled, etc., etc. One Mind Control, because of course you're running two tuners, one of which being Plague Spreader, the most forward out tuner in the sense that you can, recycle it, revive it, etc., etc., to such a extent. One MST, I realize MST is at 2, so putting it at 2 is something to be considered. However, I've definitely preferred to devote more of the deck's attention and slots towards its own speed and effectiveness and little combos rather than, supporting a whole lot of back row destruction like another MST or Dust Tornadoes or something would be able to support. I honestly feel that if you can pull off, the right momentum that this deck can provide with the other spell slots, you won't really need a second MST. And we have a Foolish Burial, works for all the same things I said for card destruction, etc., etc. One Monster Reborn, because why would you not run Monster Reborn? I mean, seriously. Plus, with milling and such, you can get very reliable stuff in the graveyard. Bring back a Gale, half, Synchro, bring back one of their nice monsters, bring back a Chaos Sorcerer after you've summoned it correctly the first time, all that good stuff. One Book of Life, pretty much for the same premise. You can get out an easy Goblin Zombie, then tribute it off for a Caius. You can get back a Plague Spreader for a Synchro, etc. A Dark Hole, because why would you not run Dark Hole? I mean, you have to be careful for Starlight Road, but it is just so versatile. Creature Swap. 2 Creature Swaps. Creature Swap is an amazing card for this deck. Goblin Zombie, Pyramid Turtle, Dandelion, Dandelion Tokens, Necrogardna, Spore, the kind of things that you would like to mill, except for maybe the Turtles and Goblin Zombies, but it's a great way to utilize those if they're in your hand. They're not dead cards in this deck. You can definitely utilize them with Zombie Master pitching, with card destruction, with creature swaps, and all that good stuff. On to the traps, which this deck does not run much backfield, even though heavy is gone. So heavy back row is something that not only is going to be seen a lot, but it's probably expected. We have one Mirror Force, 2 bottomless, 1 solemn, a torrential, and a Call of the Haunted. D-Prison is a card that could definitely go in this deck. It's almost debatable on running it over bottomless, which sounds so weird to say because bottomless can stop things like Dark Arm, summonable things, Gazaris when they go to blow up your face down, such as D-Prison. But things like My Body's a Shield and stuff like that can eliminate bottomless. So D-Prison is almost a better option, but I do still feel that bottomless just has that core defense that D-Prison can sometimes lack, especially because even though I may be the only person that's really running it so far in my little Chaos deck, although I'm sure I'm not, Breaker of the Magical Warrior will be a very good card, and it could definitely stop D-Prisons and such. But anyway, sorry if I rambled a bit there, but I really like this deck. It served me very well. It's very synchro happy. It is quite fast. It gets the job done. It's very similar to Junk Warrior, whatever, Dandy Warrior type decks, although it takes a different approach to it using the zombie method as opposed to the other methods and such, utilizing Lone Fire, Titanial, and all the junk shit. And I've actually had a lot of matches where it's this versus that type of deck, the Debris Dragon, Titanial, all that crap. And this deck actually almost always has won for me. I think it actually has not been beaten a match by that type of deck yet. I don't know. Pretty sure. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed bringing it to you. If you enjoy this video, or my deck builds, or my explanations, or any of the above, feel free to visit my playlist. It is for you. That is what it's there for. So check it out. And I'll catch you guys later. So peace out, YouTube.